Welcome to Redvee TV's Instant Fan Reaction, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2022 season, as we reflect on St Helens' 30-10 defeat here this evening at Castleford. Kev, Saints fans will go home very, very proud at the display that the young guns put in this evening.
Yes, 100%. All them lads should be proud of that performance. They've gone out there, they've gone toe-to-toe. Yeah, Castleford have kind of backed up, but they've gone toe-to-toe with a proper battle-hardened, and players like Paul McShane and Liam Watts who've got loads and loads of appearances under the belt. And have they been blown away? No. Did we get worried in the first 2 minutes that we would do? Yeah, we did. But you know what? We kept it steady, and them lads should really get hold of that opportunity they've been given there, realise that they belong as a Saints first team player, and build on it from now on.
Absolutely. So when we've obviously arrived here tonight, Jack Wellesby not in the side, Louis also left out. With the amount of changes, again, it's probably another couple of players worth protecting for the upcoming games. But that side that Christian's put out there tonight did very well indeed. As you say, that first couple of minutes maybe took the wind out of our sails a little bit, just caught us maybe a little bit flat, and spreading it wide went in. But you know what? We recovered from that, and we didn't let that game run away from us.
Yeah, I think it's good to point out that Castleford scored the majority of their tries down the edges, and we had to force them to play wide and go in through the wingers and centres. And that's good because you're keeping I think it's the way that Saints defend. We seem to defend quite narrow and come in kind of off the wings and do that. And yeah, as you say, listen, heads could have gone down and we could have been 20-0 down. In another game, we're 20-0 down after 10 minutes and we're thinking, there's a big score on the cards here. But once again, credit to the lads. They've dug in there, they've kept it steady, and they've come away not being disgraced. Listen, there's a question there, were there too many changes?
No.
Well, that's stuff that's been asked on social media. Is it too many changes? I don't think so. But I think you can't judge that on tonight's results. We've earned the right to do that. So I think you judge that further down the line. If we end up kind of not getting into the top two and that costs us, and it's because we've lost games where we've put a scratch side out, as we were calling it, through the game, then maybe you've got an argument. But we've earned the right, and as I said in the preview show, Christian Wolf has a duty of care to his players. He's put a side out there tonight where we've competed 18-10, and we do knock on near our own line. If we complete that, put them down here. I mean, we're saying this. We have just spoken to Christian Wolf as well, so I'm robbing all his ideas. But yeah, but it's what we said during the game.
We said they were going to be twitchy.
Yeah, well that's it.
And their crowd were getting a little bit anxious when it got to 18-10. Obviously, as the gas run out over Easter, probably with the prices these days. But yeah, we were giving it a go. And then obviously we did the knock on, they scored again, and obviously it's game over. But do you know what? The bounce when we scored them couple of tries.
You know what? I said it in the preview. That's one of the games I'm most excited about seeing, because you're seeing the future of the club and you're seeing that it's in good hands. And you're right. When we went over for the first try, when Juma went over in the corner, good finish as well, by the way. I've not known a bounce like that for absolutely ages. James Bell goes over, and a little bit you're thinking,
ooh, hang on,
we can do this, can't we? And we
were the optimists.
We were getting carried away with it. But you know what? I think that's just the thing. It's the culture of the club that you do think, hang on, they're full-time professionals, these.
Yeah, and I think, do you know what? For me, when you look at it, there's quite a lot of that reserve side, which is essentially what we played at. We played our reserves. That in isolation, if you have to put one or two of them into the first team at any given point, the coaching staff will now go away thinking, do you know what, I'm quite confident they can do a job. I thought there were some really good performances. I thought Ben Davis went really well. I thought Sam Royal did well. I thought young Daniel Moss in the halves did well. Looked like he had that little bit of swagger, confidence. Shades of Lewis Dodd. But there's players there who have got long Saints careers ahead of them.
That's it, and even in that, we're not mentioning the likes of John Bennison, who you can see why he's a Super League player. You can see that
Now got a Super League player's nose as well.
Yeah, he has, poor lad. But that's it. Listen, you're not mentioning him. I thought Jake Wingfield did well. I thought he stood up as one of the senior pros, probably more senior than any others. Listen, throughout it's kind of unfair to pick out a lot of names here, because you've got lads coming off the bench who are putting good stints in. Got Pemberton who came on, who looked lively at hooker. You could name them, you could go through them all. That everybody had good moments. Everybody had good moments in that game, and it is probably match sharpness, match smarts. I think is one thing that we probably just need to kind of brush up on, which will come with time. And that's it. Game sharpness is something completely different to match fitness as well.
And possibly a little bit of size and physicality, which again, do you know what? That's been a step up for all our young lads tonight, and now they know the standard and the speed and the size that you need to be to play Super League each weekend. Do you know what? In terms of their development, they'll have learnt more tonight than they would have in 5 or 6 reserve games.
Yeah, absolutely right. That's it. You're probably like we've just spoken to Danny Hill, and he's just said that he's absolutely knackered after that. Now, I'm sure he was expecting that, possibly not to the intensity that it's gone to, but all of them will take lessons out of that game.
I think I was overheard a couple of the other young lads who've come out talking to people, and they were basically saying just the speed of that first 20 minutes is a massive step up, and they didn't. Not that they didn't expect it, but you can expect it all you like, but actually playing in it is another thing, and you don't always probably get that from being in the crowd, watching on TV. Yeah. And it's a bit of an eye-opener, but we grew into the game. Yeah. It's the fact that in that second half, the game didn't run away from us.
Yeah, well, that's it. And it was, obviously, they scored 2 later on tries that obviously finished the game. It did finish the game for us. But they were on, listen, to speak about Castleford, they were on a hiding to nothing tonight. Absolute hiding to nothing.
The fact that at the end of that game, when the hooter went, there wasn't a Cas fan clapping in the stadium. I think they were a little bit...
Well,
expecting to win and
relief
that, because they would have been twitching a little bit at 18-10. And listen, let's take nothing away from Cas. They have bodies missing. Yeah. They've done it tough, and they've gone and played 3 back-to-back games over Easter. So you can say that. Do you know what? Any side who does that's maybe going to be a little bit flat.
Yes, that's it. And it's usually that third game is the worst game. As I say, experience, match sharps, just game management is probably. Is better from them because they've got experienced pros in there, and that's it. And a quick shout out to Roger, the Cas fan,
who's just give you pelters for slate in the stadium.
Oops,
they do listen.
I mean, it is a bit of a shed though, Roger. It's like Nosey Road.
To be fair, Roger's just filled you in and told you how they're going to do it up.
Filled me in. Roger was a nice fella. There was no fist flying, but no, he's told us about the redevelopments here. And listen, it's got a good atmosphere. This ground. It'll
end up like Knowsley Road if we'd have actually stayed and redeveloped it.
Yes, yeah. And all this land that they've got here, they could do great things, and hopefully they can, because you want clubs to be self-sustaining. And you want them to generate the money so they can spend salary caps, so they can keep like the facilities up to a good standard.
And Cas, for me, I've always said I like Cas. I like them in the Super League. I think they're good fans. Always have a good crack when you come here. Good atmosphere around the stadium.
Usually a good team as well, or decent.
Yeah.
They try and play decent rugby as well. Yeah.
On a pitch that's the size of a matchbox.
Listen, if that's what they need to do, you do anything you can to get an edge on any team.
Right, we've got somebody else desperate to come on tonight.
Is this Redvee TV Junior?
Did you enjoy that?
A bit.
What do you mean a bit? Oh, fuck, no, she's not coming again, right? That's it.
In the light. Come on.
In the light. Are you coming? Are you going to come again?
Yeah.
What was your favourite bit that happened tonight?
When we scored a try.
Good answer. That is my original shirt from Christmas 1996. My first ever shirt, passed on. I've done my job as a father.
I'm still amazed you managed to get your head through that gap, to be quite honest with you. Are you giving me that back?
I'm giving you that back. Are we done and dusted, Kevin?
I think we are.
Right, there's only one thing left to say, isn't there?
Remember to like and subscribe and share.
Wrong. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Do you want to have a second chance at it?
Remember to like.
Wrong. Third time lucky. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
You're a terrible teacher.